Get on the hype train, everyone, since E3 2015 is upon us. Will we get more info about Zelda Wii U, or how about Metroid? We have the guys 1010 Man, Nintendo Box, and Ferris Wheel Productions on board on the hype train. Also, we are going to be live streaming our live reactions towards the event on E3. More information on that at the end of this discussion. Now, we're just a few days before E3. It's not even E3 yet and we're already getting news. For example, Hyrule Warriors 3D has been recently leaked. So, what do you guys think about this?
I'm just saying I'm not very excited to have to sink another 120 hours into this game. I probably won't, honestly. I've played the game to death on the Wii U, but I think the thing I'm most excited for is the fact that there's going to be Wind Waker DLC. Like, more characters, it's fantastic. The soundtrack for that game was phenomenal. That was the thing I think I appreciated most about the game. But it is a very smart move, like that was said previously, to put it on the 3DS, because more people are going to be able to play it. I'm just hoping it can function nearly as well as it already did on the Wii U. It had a few hiccups on the Wii U, especially with the frame rate and all the enemies, and I can only imagine what they're going to have to do to a 3DS port.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great success for them. I think Koei Tecmo actually came out and said that it was one of their most successful Dynasty Warriors games.
Their most successful one since Dynasty Warriors 4.
Yeah, that's insane, and that's a niche kind of series anyway, so it's really good to see them having that kind of success, and it'll only get better, I think, on the 3DS, especially seeing as it's on the wider 3DS rather than just the new 3DS. And so that was really good news to hear. It was a bit of a shame that it was leaked, in my opinion, because I kind of like that concentrated hype that you get in the actual event of E3. I don't really like the leaks that are going on at the moment. And personally, I'd also like to see a Hyrule Warriors 2, so hopefully we'll get that sometime in the future. But it's just awesome to see Wind Waker actually getting some representation.
And as for the Wind Waker DLC, as you put it, it's not actually DLC. It comes with the 3DS version, the characters Tetra and the King of Hyrule. But if anything, if users don't want to get the 3DS version, they just want to stick with their Wii U version, I can see them releasing it as DLC. I don't even think they finished announcing the final wave of DLC, did they? I could be wrong.
From the trailer, it looks like if you own the 3DS version, yeah, you can immediately transfer the characters, but I'd assume it'd be like, how they're doing Smash Bros, be able to buy them. I feel like they did finish their DLC. That's why this was a shock to me. I think they announced that the boss pack was their final thing. It was the end of the season pass. And from then on, I figured all support for Hyrule Warriors was gone. So this whole, 3DS reveal and the new characters and something is really exciting for me. Because I was rooting on Hyrule Warriors 2, but it seems like they might just keep pushing out content.
However, some people are pointing out that Hyrule Warriors 3D is something to hold Zelda fans over. Ever since Zelda Wii U was delayed, do you think Hyrule Warriors 3D is a holdover until Zelda Wii U?
I feel like Hyrule Warriors was never really a Zelda game to begin with, and I feel like a lot of people splurged and bought it because it was Legend of Zelda related. I mean, of course it's gonna sell like candy. It's another 3DS Nintendo game. They always go insane, but I don't feel like that would really be what they would have done, because Zelda Wii U was, of course, a Wii U title. So not only was it a game for Zelda fans, it was a game for people who really need a game to validate their Wii U. They need something to play. So I don't really think that was their mindset. I think they just wanted to put it out on a console or a handheld with a bigger install base, because I can see it in a month already outselling the Wii U version.
I definitely see that, and personally, from my perspective, I see it as it holding some people over until Zelda Wii U. But I think that those hardcore Zelda fans will have already played Hyrule Warriors, to be honest, so I can't really see it having too much of an effect. I think something maybe like Xenoblade Chronicles X will actually hold off people more till Zelda Wii U, because that seems to be kind of a similar experience.
Exactly. The thing about, if this was a game, the 3DS version, to tide people over for Zelda U, it's like the chances are that people who want Zelda U already own Wii U's already, and they already played Hyrule Warriors. So, but back to what Callum has said, Xenoblade Chronicles X, I know for a fact that's gonna tide me over for Zelda U, because at first I was not hyped for that game in the slightest, and then I finally played Xenoblade Chronicles and I'm like, oh my god, I can be excited for another Wii U game now. I mean, going back to watch Xenoblade and all those glorious HD footage, I'm just like, this is beautiful, this is perfect, this might just be my Wii U game for the holiday season, unless Nintendo pulls a really huge surprise this E3.
One prediction I am really banking on is that we'll see some more Smash DLC. Since we got the new Ryu and Roy leak, do you think we'll see anything else?
Are totally lengthening this game with all these characters, and they're being so smart about it, like with Splatoon. And after we get Lucas, we need someone else to wait for. You know, it would just be a mistake on their part.
I think the reason they're doing the Smash Bros. Direct the 2 days before their digital event is, you know, put all the news of games that we already own to the side and save the digital event for the new games. And I like that because I don't want to keep hearing, oh, here's some DLC for games you already own, and that's just like, get to the new games, please. So I think that's what they're doing. That's their strategy behind this Smash Bros. Direct on Sunday.
Yeah, I definitely see that being the case with how they're actually doing it. Personally, I'm kind of pulling for Shantae or Inkling.
I don't think we would see Inkling this close, but I would love Shantae. Have we seen the you guys seen the footage of the new one? Oh man. If you like Metroidvania style games, you should definitely grab it. It's a great series. But as far as a character reveal, I don't know. I understand what you mean, like getting DLC and everything out of the way, but I feel like a character reveal in a sense would be massive enough to be on their main thing. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. It's only a few days away.
My opinion on Ryu at first was like, man, why would they stick a character into a Nintendo game if they don't even want to put their games on Nintendo systems? The last Street Fighter game that was on a Nintendo system was Super Street Fighter 4 for the Nintendo 3DS. So they could possibly get away with that, but from now on, Street Fighter is going to be on, at least for the Street Fighter 5, PS4 and PC, and it's like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, no. Snake didn't make a lot of sense either. He had a few old school games and then a remake of the original on GameCube, and that was it, you know? It's whatever the company works out, and honestly, it would be just to Capcom's advantage to give free advertisement for Street Fighter 5.
And segueing over to Mario, a lot of people are hoping to see some kind of a new Mario announcement. Is Super Mario Galaxy 3, a Super Mario Sunshine 2, or a brand new Mario adventure? So do you guys think we'll see some more Mario?
Like I've said in all the other past videos, definitely. It's been a year. Nintendo can whip out an excellent Mario game in freaking 6-7 months. You know, I'm not gonna be shocked if they're whipping out one that's gonna be ready this holiday season, just like Super Mario 3D World. It's been long enough.
Here's okay, I think a lot of people are misinterpreting this news. Last year, Reggie said at E3, like on the digital event when he was claymated in Robot Chicken style, he said, actually, no new Mario game this year. And yeah, we didn't get a Mario game that year, but there was a Mario game at E3, and that was Mario Maker. And I think if we ask anyone at Nintendo, they'll say, oh yeah, this is a Mario game, but we all know that that's not like not a false statement, but it doesn't feel like a true Mario game in a sense. And if anything, like, I would absolutely love to see either a Mario Galaxy 3 or a Mario Sunshine 2, or hell, even an HD remake or anything else for that matter. But like, I would see it like at the Nintendo World Championships being a surprise reveal, but that's just my dream if I want to do a throwback to the Wizard. And everybody keeps saying they did a surprise reveal at the Nintendo World Championships in 1990, and I'm like, no, that didn't happen. That was a movie. Shut up.
Yeah, I personally can't see a mainline, 3D Mario adventure game by EAD Tokyo being announced. I can see, obviously, games with Mario in the title being announced. Maybe a Mario sports game. We haven't got one of those on the Wii U yet, which is quite surprising. And of course, we may get another subsection of the Mario games. But I don't know, it feels like it would make business sense at least to hold that off until the NX and just go all out on another Mario game. And for me personally, I hope it's either a brand new idea, which I've not a clue what it would be, but if anyone can do it, then of course Nintendo can do it, or maybe a Sunshine 2, because I personally never got into the Galaxy games and I never really liked it. It just didn't click with me, but I understand that a lot of people really love those games, and that would really get people excited if a third one was announced.
By the way, there are some Paper Mario rumors floating around. Since Fire Emblem F is being released later this month in Japan, do you think it is realistic that Intelligent Systems can develop a new Paper Mario?
It depends on what else is on their plate. Intelligent Systems is a very busy team, and I know it's divided, and they've just got so many projects and their Paper Mario games are typically pretty heavy. You know, I don't think they can really whip it out that quickly, especially with all the tons of dialogue and story-based stuff and the balancing and everything. It's not the same kind of platforming stuff we've seen from, you know, other Mario titles. It's been a while since we've seen a Paper Mario game. I don't know what Intelligent Systems has been working on lately. I know they're doing the new Fire Emblem. They just finished Project Steam. They're probably getting involved with, you know, Shin Megami Tensei, you know, Cross Fire Emblem. But other than that, I mean, they might have had some time to slip that in. I'm not sure.
No, I'm really excited for this other prediction, a new Metroid. I do think we'll see a new Metroid at the event. A 3DS one has been teased ever since that scrap Metroid game. Will Retro Studios make a Wii U version? Well, maybe. They just recently gave out a tweet saying, "Can you dig it?" So, what do you guys think about this?
Yes, I want it badly. Oh God, I recently have been having many nightmares about this, no lie. The other night I had a nightmare. It was a straight up nightmare. I was watching the digital event and Retro Studios revealed they were making a 2-dimensional Bowser flight simulator, and I'm like, I am done. This is bullshit. I have lost every faith in you, Retro. But yeah, it really does concern me, because like Retro, they've been working on something since definitely since Tropical Freeze came out, and somebody pointed this out on Reddit, that when they said, "Can you dig it?" and then they put the E3 down Nintendo thing, they're definitely announcing something. But then somebody said, "Oh, that means they're making a Donkey Kong game. Look at this photo," and it's a picture of Shaquille O'Neal wearing a Donkey Kong shirt, and I'm like, apparently that's Shaq's slogan or something. I don't know. I swear, if they're making another Donkey Kong game, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I still think Retro's working with Monster Games to make another Diddy Kong Racing after all those rumors and all those just there's so much talk about it.
The demand for those games is so high, dude.
Yeah. They took Diddy out of, you know, Mario Kart. They were working on a Diddy Kong Racing, Monster Games was, but it got scrapped completely on the Wii, and they haven't done anything since then. And I remember they were talking about Retro doing a collaboration with a studio. I would not be surprised if they were working on another Diddy Kong Racing. That game was fantastic, and there's a demand for it. People have talked about it. Other than that, Retro hasn't really been doing anything. Tropical Freeze was a great game, but it was made a long time ago. So we should see a game by them at E3.
And I know that I remember reading something a while back that said that there has been a team at Retro that has been working on this new game, or at least building an engine for this new game, at the point at least going as far back as October in 2013. So they've actually been at it a long time now. So we should actually see something very substantial at E3. And personally, I hope that it's not Metroid. And that's really controversial, so I'm sorry if that annoys anyone. But I don't like that Retro is perceived as the Metroid developer and the Metroid studio, because I think that they're so talented, and they really showed that with both Metroid and Donkey Kong Country. But I think that they should kind of be allowed to develop their own IP at this point. I think that could be something they could really excel at, and I know that they were doing that at one point way back in like the studio's early lifetime, and it's something that I'd really love to see. Alternatively, I'd really love to see that Diddy Kong Racing. What I'd love to see is a Metroid game that is actually developed by Platinum Games, and we are getting an announcement by Platinum this year. So I hope you don't mind that I bring it up, but what do you guys think that will be?
Not Bayonetta 3. People were saying that, and I'm like, it is too damn soon.
Platinum Games is a very good company at putting so many diverse titles out there. As far as Platinum Games working on a Nintendo series, I mean, we saw Hyrule Warriors from, you know, a different studio. I'm not sure we would see that. I feel like Platinum Games is just going to throw out another ridiculously random title like they're so good at doing. Nothing related to Bayonetta, and people are saying it's a Nintendo exclusive? There was no clarification on that.
Absolutely none. They just said Platinum Games is working on another game, and I've seen the different Platinum Games on different gaming websites headlines like, well, there's Bayonetta, the other's Devil May Cry, the other's Metal Gear Rising, and I'm like, so it's we don't know until we see it.
I mean, Platinum Games is already developing an exclusive on the Xbox One. You know, just because they did this partnership with Nintendo doesn't mean they are with Nintendo. So I feel like we shouldn't, assimilate any kind of Platinum Games rumor with Nintendo. Awesome company, I love everything they put out, but I wouldn't hold your breath.
Segueing over to Star Fox, Nintendo has been hyping up the game. They talked about it alongside Zelda Wii U at the Game Awards. A lot of people are skeptical about this game, myself included, since all we got in terms of footage was some blurred out gameplay. So do you guys have high expectations for this game?
We know more about Zelda U than we know about Star Fox, and Star Fox is coming out apparently very soon. It's going to be, our winter, fall, whatever release. There's no date, but yeah, we know nothing about it. For all we know, it could just be some shooter minigame with no story. It's just, I don't have any expectations because I don't know anything about it. And honestly, a lot of the Star Fox games, at least the recent ones, haven't been amazing by my standards. They're good. They're good games. I don't know where they're really going to take that series, what direction they're going to go. And sure, another Star Fox game, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it. I'm faithful to the series. But there's nothing there to make me excited. And I'm sure that's what they're going to try and fix at E3.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. The last few Star Fox games being Command, Assault, and Adventures, not in that order, but they just haven't been well received. I know that this Star Fox game is going to be a lot better than those because Miyamoto is back on the helm. But the problem is, if this is their big holiday game, I'm going to be disappointed because it's like Zelda's not going to be here this holiday, and I feel like they're trying to replace that with Star Fox, and I think Nintendo needs to realize that it's unfortunately not that big of a series because think about it, we haven't had one in 9 whole years besides Star Fox 64 3D, and even then it was just like that was the last Star Fox game I played. They just gotta do something that's a mind blower, a game changer, something that'll sell people on this game because not a lot of people are expecting much from it and they need to shatter those expectations.
It's just like how people say the Wii U is a console not for children. It's been 9 years. People of older ages are going to have the interest in Star Fox. And I definitely agree with it not being a console seller. There's nothing there that, a lot of people who would be new to the series would buy a Wii U for it. It doesn't seem like. That's another reason why I think there's going to be a new Mario game, because Mario Maker's not going to sell Wii U's. I don't think Star Fox is going to sell Wii U's. And I don't know. I feel like we'll have a surprise in store for us.
Yeah, I feel like we definitely have to, because simply enough, like you said, Star Fox isn't an A-grade title for Nintendo. It's not Mario. It's not Zelda, it's not Pokemon, it's not even Animal Crossing. And those kind of series, like, people love Metroid and they're brilliant games, and people love Star Fox and there's been some brilliant Star Fox games, and the same for F-Zero, but they aren't system sellers quite. They're kind of that grade just below, and I think we can definitely see something really good from Star Fox. The only thing that worries me is that they were in such an early stage with that showing at last year's E3 that they had to blur out the image, and they were actually looking for a developer. So that's a really short cycle for a full developed game, which is a bit worrying. And there's also been like murmurs from Miyamoto that it may be brought out episodically, I heard. And I don't like that. I don't like that.
No, I don't think anyone likes that. I think it would just be something Nintendo would be trying, because they've been trying a lot of new stuff. But for development, as far as Star Fox is concerned, I mean, look at 64. Game's super short, but the game's awesome, and all you're doing is, piloting the different vehicles. As far as that's concerned, if they go that route, it shouldn't take them that long to develop the game. I'm not too worried about the time they've spent with it. There's so many different things they could do with the series.
Yeah, Star Fox doesn't need cinematic cutscenes or anything. Just show me the intro, show me the R-Wings, show me the freaking the dialogue boxes, do a barrel roll, that kind of thing, and I'll just be fine with it. But I'm not saying don't change anything. Change some things. Like, I do know your R-Wing can turn into like a mechanoid robot on the fly. That's really cool. And hopefully it's not Project Giant Robot, because oh my god, what the hell was that? I was like, Miyamoto, you're a genius, but stop playing it. No Wii U game at this point is gonna be a system seller. They went through all their system sellers. Mario Kart, that did it really well. That did good really well, like extremely well. That was their best system seller, was Mario Kart 8. Smash Bros didn't sell systems. Super Mario 3D World didn't sell systems. all that stuff. They just went through their system sellers at the beginning of the year, their killer apps. Not the beginning of the year, but Splatoon
is going crazy right now, actually.
It's selling pretty well. It's selling a few systems.
It's selling a lot of systems.
Yeah.
You know, that makes me happy. It's a new IP. I didn't expect it to do that well, but they advertised the shit out of it. Good for them. Anybody that says Nintendo has no advertising, I'm just like, you're stupid.
You're a kid, your squid is all over the internet, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, really.
There we go.
It's the first time they've properly, like, really put oomph into their advertising, at least in the UK, from what I've seen. It's only ever been Mario Kart 8 that's been advertised well, until Splatoon.
They kind of slowed down.
It's brilliant. And it's great to see, and it's great to see them really pushing a new IP. And it's been interesting to see the contrast between Codename Steam, which was always going to be a niche IP, and nobody was really excited for it anyway. So they weren't going to do a huge push on that. And then Splatoon, which has been a new IP that they've done a lot of push on. And it looks like it might be here to stay, because it's selling gangbusters. It's selling so many copies, and that's awesome.
I know they could not meet demand in Japan. They were selling out, and there are people angry that they can't buy the game.
97% of its initial shipment, which was a record in Japan. It was like 140 something thousand the first week.
Jeez.
It's on to like 215,000 now.
Yeah, it's that's interesting considering the home console market in Japan isn't very like large.
Now they're all about those handhelds.
Exactly.
Phones.
Also, what about new Pokemon? Recently, a quote-unquote leaked source tells that a new Pokemon will be revealed at the event. I think it is likely, since I believe X and Y was revealed at E3 2013. So do you guys think a new Pokemon is likely to be shown off?
When was the last year we didn't get a Pokemon game? I mean, they sell like crazy. It would be stupid for them not to make one. Even if it's just a remake like last year's, we're gonna get a new Pokemon game.
Do you think it's going to be for the handhelds? Did they completely abandon like the... Because I know there has been Pokemon Stadium games every console generation for like the home consoles. Do you think this is going to be a home console, or do you think they're just going to give it up on the Wii U and just go straight for the 3DS? Because I mean, of course, Pokemon's definitely a mobile game.
They could do both, you know, but no matter what, there's going to be a 3DS one, and I can bet you it's going to have Amiibo support.
Damn,
with Pikachu, with Greninja, with Jigglypuff, Charizard. Do I need to go on? Lucario.
Yes. We'll be here the entire day.
I think if they do a 3DS game this year, then it'll definitely have Amiibo support, because in all their big games, they want to push it now. It's their biggest success since the launch of the Wii U. But I actually think that they might hold off for Pokemon this year, and then, you know, just build for something better next year, because they have Yokai Watch localized, don't they, to the West, which is that kind of same experience. And I know that Nintendo are publishing that, and they're going to have a huge push on that with how big it was in Japan. It's like Pokemon levels of big. So I think that they may actually hold off on it. I'm not really sure what to think on that this year. That's just a kind of inkling that I have at the moment.
It's been a long time. I don't think there's been a year that's passed since we haven't had a Pokemon game.
Like
and the 3DS
5 years or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and the 3DS isn't going anywhere. No, not at all. They're not going to worry about any lifetime on that. The install base just gets larger and larger. I just feel like since the 3DS is already their killer, you know, game changer, why not put the best-selling series? Why not give it another installment?
That is a good observation there. But I also do think that I don't think a lot of Pokemon fans would mind if they took a year off on this one.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like we've had a lot of Pokemon between the main games and then all the different free-to-play spin-offs and all the different various spin-offs that we've had. And really, I'm just holding out for Pokken Tournament. That's the one that I'm really excited for.
Great. Honestly, though, I don't know if they're really going to care, if we care, if we can wait a year, because they can make so much profit just by putting another one out, and I don't think it takes a lot of time. I mean, they always just build off of the previous game anyway.
Another prediction I do want to say here is Animal Crossing. I do think we will see a new Animal Crossing. Developers pretty much alluded to it. Plus, I think Animal Crossing will work out great for the Wii U. So, any thoughts?
I think it's a given now, because I remember hearing in an interview that he was asked, is a new Animal Crossing game coming for the Wii U? And he said, I can't say anything about that. But
oh yeah, I remember that.
You know about that one game, Happy Home Designer? Yeah, and that was basically what he said. New Leaf was the first Animal Crossing game I've owned, period. And I've just I'm addicted to it. I really like it, and I just see it work better as a handheld than an actual home system game, because I don't want to just I don't think to myself, I'm bored, I should play my life sim game on my TV, press play. I'm just a filthy American. I can never be satisfied. But yeah, I do see it happening, especially since the character models are there.
Animal Crossing's always done really well on consoles. They're bigger games, and I think that benefits quite a bit. And if we're talking about Wii U, where Nintendo's finally diving into decent networking and online functionality, that's gonna be so cool. You know, looking at your friends list and going to your friends' towns, you can throw freaking parties. I don't know, there's just so much potential.
I hope they make it simpler than they make it in New Leaf, where it's like, you gotta go to the train station, you gotta open the gates, and then if you want to go to somebody else's town, you gotta close the gates, then you gotta do that, and I'm like, no, just make it simpler.
And finally, let's talk about Zelda Wii U. Now, I don't think we'll see much about it. At the most, we'll get concept art, or announcement from Anuma talking about the game. Maybe we will get a small overworld trailer or subtitle, but I don't imagine we'll see anything too in-depth.
I'll say the same thing I've always said. I mean, you probably know what I'm going to say. We're not going to see anything about it on E3. People need to stop wasting their times. It's not coming out anytime soon. They've got a lot on their plate with that game. And there's a reason why they don't want to show it off. They want to have a perfect product. They want it to look great when they show it off. And there's a lot they have to do. And there's a lot they want to put on our plates for the rest of this year until that game comes out. And I know they're gonna do a great job. You know, it's gonna be the first open world title, and we'll see how it goes, but they've got a great team and they're gonna need time. If they said we're not gonna see it at E3 and they keep saying we're not gonna see it at E3, we're not gonna see it at E3.
When they say something that along the lines of Zelda U won't be at E3, expect no Zelda U at E3. That being said, though, Nintendo has definitely lied to us in the past. They said we're not going to get a larger Nintendo 3DS, and we did. Don't expect Zelda U, and if it does show up, cry glorious tears of joy. The dream is, Reggie says, we did say Zelda U won't be at E3. We lied. Here's a trailer. And then it says, coming out February 2016. Suck it.
It would just be like, is your body ready at the end of the trailer?
One more thing. Is your body ready? And then Nintendo Land fireworks. Fuck you.
So, do you guys have any more predictions?
Oh my god! What if they're making Mario Strikers game for Wii U? That's gonna be so awesome.
That would be cool. I would like that.
I mean, they're making a new Mario at the Olympics. Oh yeah.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
that has football, so we kind of just have to settle for that.
It's just Nintendo is a very safe company, and that's good for them. That's why they're the only company who's actually making profit in the gaming market.
Yeah,
you know?
this year's their first profit in what, 4 years?
Yeah, and Sony's going bankrupt, and Microsoft doesn't like Xbox anymore. I mean, Nintendo knows what they're doing, even though they're not doing everything we would like. They're a very safe and smart company to both their disadvantage and advantage.
I am really hyped for this year's E3, so what do you guys think we will see at the event? Also, we will be giving our own live reactions to E3 over at Twitch. The link is in the description. We will begin streaming at the 16th around 9 AM Pacific time or 12 PM Eastern. Anyways, this has been M Productions.
Tin Tan Man.
Maka from Nintendo Box.
Joey Ferris from Ferris Wheel Productions.
And we will see you guys another time. Have a good one. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. We will be giving our live reactions at E3. Click the link on the description at the 16th, around 9 AM Pacific time or 12 PM Eastern. Till then, stay awesome.